My first audience will be a group of teens on bullying, and my second audience will be a group of adults on bullying. Teens. Nowadays, as a teen, bullying is mainly on social media. Teens tell each other like they aren't good enough or that they should do unbelievable things to themselves. For example, they tell each other to kill themselves. And it's way easier now because they hide behind a little screen and act more big and bad than they would in person. Also, teenagers have found a way to even bully anonymously so they won't get caught. Some kids now are scared to show up at school because of how bad the bullying really is. When they are at school, they worry about people calling them names or that they won't fit in because they aren't good enough, they aren't pretty enough, athletic enough, smart enough, or just they aren't good enough as a person because they have been told so. They will find every opportunity they can to stay in the shadows and hide just to get away from the bullying. But now, with social media, they can't get away from all the bullying because it goes with them everywhere, just because of a little bitty cell phone. The society we live in now is fake and terrifying because of cyberbullying, especially with teenagers. The bullying rate has gone up tremendously at schools because of these little devices us teens love. If you have seen a friend do this to someone, tell them it isn't right and make a stop to it and report them. And if you are the one doing the bullying, imagine being in the victim's shoes because you wouldn't want this happening to you. And if you're the one being bullied, don't stand back. Stick up for yourself or report it. Or do both. Adults. Bullying as an adult is very different than as a teen. An adult's bullying base is either at work or a parent sticking up for a child who is being bullied. When adults bully at work, it isn't telling them to kill themselves, they aren't good enough, and things like that. It is usually when work isn't going the way it should be, adults do the bullying. Of course, employees will talk about each other because a job isn't getting done right or they didn't even attempt to do the job, that they're just sitting there not doing anything, and not because of what teens bully for. This goes with parents bullying each other because they are sticking up for their child and want what's best for their own child. Teens cause most of adult bullying because of their child's own bullying problem. The parent of the bully will stick up for their child and say they didn't do it, of course. And the victim's parent will stick up for their child because they were being bullied and didn't want this happening. This causes parents to fight with each other and then bully the teachers for not putting a stop to it as soon as they can. Adults bullying each other, of course, isn't exactly bullying, you could say. It usually happens when things aren't in the right direction or being the way they should be. But don't get me wrong, adults can be big bullies, but they are more likely to do it on person than on social media. They don't really hide behind a screen, they work it out then and there. Also, they are more likely not to keep egging on the bullying or what problem they have with each other. They usually just try to do it there. Plus, y'all adults are more grown up and know how to deal with bullying more than teens. Thank you, Sydney Gardner.